we haven't really heard from Eric Hovind since his New Year's Eve livestream. Yet he keeps talking about big things from his ministry in 2019. It's almost July. But the day has come. Eric has his big announcement.
Can I get a drum roll, please? Thank you. The I Hate Eric-Hovind Facebook page.
What? Welcome to Paulogia, where a former Christian takes a look at the claims of Christians. If you're new to the channel, want to take a second to tap on the subscribe button to be notified when we post the kind of science, theology, or news videos we normally do around here. This channel started focusing on Eric Hovind's Creation Today ministry, but they've been pretty silent on new content since the release of the Genesis Paradise Lost movie almost 2 years ago. They tried a Bible Q&A podcast, but with barely a few dozen people listening, that was cancelled. We know he's been making regular trips to the Grand Canyon to bother the tourists there. Most of Eric's social media posting this year has been celebrating his wife and kids, which is entirely understandable. He seems like a good dad. On the other hand, Eric's father, Kent Hovind, is currently attempting to sue Creation Today, but also trying to press the lawsuit without involving the government because of some kind of sovereign citizen nonsense. Bill Ludlow has a video on this drama if you're interested. But lo and behold, Eric's face finally showed up in my Facebook feed, and it looks like he has something big to say.
Greetings, brothers and sisters in Christ, friends, followers of this page, skeptics, scoffers, atheists, agnostics.
I'm at least one of those things.
My name is Eric Hovind, and as you know, this is my home in the social world of Facebook. Now, in recent months, some of you might have noticed that we are making some changes and allowing this page to focus a little bit more on my friends and the friends of our ministry, Creation Today. That makes sense.
Well, if you think of Creation Today as a business, it makes sense to focus on the customers who pay money versus those who never will. As a ministry, that's a little less intuitive. Did Jesus command you to go into the world and preach to those who already believe? To seek and save the found? Okay, we get it. Creation Today is a business, and the paying customer is always right. And your customers don't like dissenting opinions.
Because of that, a couple atheist, agnostic, skeptics, scoffers, and trolls have gotten frustrated that we're kind of monitoring their comments and monitoring what they say.
It does sound frustrating, but it's absolutely your page to run as you see fit. Facebook gives moderation tools for a reason. All fair. You don't owe anyone your platform.
Making it a little bit more difficult for them to just kind of spew their hatred for all things creation and Christian.
I see the comments you get. Some of them do sound like hatred, but a lot more are merely disagreements with your conclusions and questions about how you got there. Disagreement isn't synonymous with hatred. I disagree with almost every sentence you say, Eric, but no part of me hates you. I'm an anti-theist. I think the world would be better off with no religions, but I don't hate all things Christian. I mean, some of the architecture and hymns are pretty amazing.
So because of this, and frankly because I really do love and appreciate atheist, agnostic, skeptics, scoffers, and trolls out there.
You keep saying that, but I feel like this is more obligation love because Jesus is watching you. Like spiteful siblings with a tentative truce in the backseat of a car.
We've decided to create for them their very own safe space.
For someone who claims to love skeptics, you sure don't know them very well. A skeptic wants to engage with people who disagree, which is presumably why they were starting conversations on your page. They don't want an echo chamber of people who agree with them. No, it sure looks like the people who you're trying to keep safe are your paying customers.
We're going to give that to them. So, atheists, agnostics, skeptics, scoffers, and trolls, I give you... Can I get a drum roll, please? Thank you. The I Hate Eric-Hovind Facebook page.
And here it is. Now, before you head over there, I ask that you please first watch to the end of this video. I want to make the case that supporting this effort in any way is rewarding bad behavior. But first, we need a little tour.
This is not a publicity stunt. It's a real place where haters are safe.
It's a real place. Well, a virtual place, but it's also absolutely a stunt. You want to be able to shield your customers from opposing opinions, while at the same time giving those paying customers an artifice of inclusivity and intellectual honesty. That they should stay here, and you'll bravely go off to other lands to have the difficult conversations, away from their sensitive eyes. The illusion that you're a good sport and suffering slings and arrows, knowing full well that they'll no sooner check on this than they will any of the claims you make in your material. You can control the narrative and appear to be a hero.
Run away. No!
Bravely ran away, away.
I didn't.
As a matter of fact, there's already a welcome video over there spelling out all the rules, so you can go over there and check it out.
It's funny that he uses the word spelling here, because the first thing I noticed was that Eric's own name was misspelled in the header, and not in a fun anagrammy way. But it's not impossible that this was done on purpose as part of Eric's attempt to be playful.
Spelling error again, Eric. How many did you find? I just want you to be the best you can be. I appreciate that, Jeremy, but since this is a safe zone, my bad spelling should be welcome here, right?
In case you're curious, the rules he spoke of are:
Rule number 1, no blasphemy, period. Rule number 2, no swearing. Number 3, no unbanning.
even though it's highly unlikely that any creationist will end up wandering over to Eric's slum district, he's gotta stay on brand. I mean, blasphemy is the unforgivable sin and the second commandment, so I give him a pass there. But for some inexplicable reason, a handful of English curse words have the same effect on evangelicals as crucifixes have on vampires. If they hear even one of the not safe for broadcast TV words, they go deaf for the rest of the conversation, taking in nothing. It's a perplexing phenomenon, but it's also why I don't curse on my channel. I want my best chance for the evangelicals to actually hear me.
Now, I've gone ahead and posted a few things over there that I think you're going to really disagree with.
Well, what he did was post his most recent handful of items from his main page over to the hater page, pretty much word for word. Apparently that's enough. My favorite is his reposting of his dendrochronology video from last year.
Didn't Paulogia already make a rebuttal video on this? By now, I think Paulogia has made rebuttals to what Eric Hovind had for dinner last night and Eric's favorite color. We should probably make that guy an admin of this page.
That's actually pretty funny, Eric. He also acknowledged that he watched my recent collaboration video with Logic.
The conclusion of Paul and Logic's video was, oh, look at that. He is right. Here, 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 and here. But we still think he could possibly be wrong.
Of course, that's not an accurate representation at all. Logic and I pointed out dozens of places where Eric and his father were wrong, while simultaneously acknowledging the kernels of truth that made the creationist deception seem more legit. Where would our intellectual honesty be if we didn't do both? I guess we'd end up having to make an I Hate Logic or I Hate Paulogia Facebook page to duck the criticism.
Now, Christians and creationists that are here, feel free to go over there and engage in the conversation on the new page as well.
I'm skeptical that this will happen. So far, what I've seen is a lot of excitement from believers on your main page, the desired intent.
Love this. He's finally shutting up unrepentant blasphemers? Never thought I'd see the day. Great job. Well done. Genius. Love it.
And, as the time of this recording, one lonely comment from a believer on the new page.
That's awesome, Eric Hovind.
There's no engagement, no conversation.
But keep in mind, you are supposed to represent Christ. You don't always do that well. Please do that, okay?
And to some extent, I echo that rebuke for those who are not creationists. I get that it can be fun to tease. Personal attacks and mockery can be useful, but they're not often the main path to change minds. Now, not everyone has to be in the business of changing minds, but it does make my life more difficult. And it's basically led to no more interaction with those who support Eric. No more chance to influence him on this page at all.
So if you are my personal friend or a supporter of our Minister Creation today or just love creation and apologetics and are on the side of Christ, then stay right here. This is where we can continue to connect.
If you want to remain unchallenged and affirmed in what you already believe, this is the place for you.
If your goal is to let me know that you think I'm a fraud, a liar, a con man, an idiot, or a science denier, then Facebook.com/IHateEricHovind is the place for you.
Listen, if you're legitimately frustrated with the shady tactics of Eric Hovind and simply want to yell vitriol with some semblance of hope that Eric personally might just possibly read it for your own catharsis, for the next few weeks while the novelty's fresh, you might be able to do that here. But I think it's clear by now that Eric is an energy vampire that merely gains strength from negative attention.
Energy vampires drain people's energy merely by talking to them.
Actual versus
or
budget year to date.
We enrage you. In fact, you probably know an energy vampire. We're the most common kind of vampire.
But if your goal is to help educate Eric's audience that they are mistaken about young Earth creationism, this is absolutely not the place for you. They're not stopping by. Far worse, it's a sham of a facade of hearing both sides of the argument, when all it is an attempt to shield his precious customers from dissent and earn a pat on the back for doing so. As of the time of this recording, the I Hate Eric Hovind Facebook page has just 13 likes and 16 follows, while his main Facebook page has over 20,000 likes. This new page is an abject failure. While integrity demands that I include a link in the description, I simultaneously beg you, do not like or follow this page. As funny as it might seem to support a page against a dishonest interlocutor, clicking on this is an absolute win for Eric Hovind, not a defeat. This is a man who wants to brag about the legions who hate him, to boost both his persecution complex and his social media clout. We should not reward the suppression of the exchange of ideas by making him seem like a hero to those who are under his spell. Listen, I promise to keep an eye on this page and promise to let you know if there's something of interest happening there. You don't need to lend him your power or influence. Equally so, please don't attempt to get this page shut down in any way. Let's leave it there as an abandoned monument to the utter rejection of silencing of opposition. A declaration that our disagreement with creation ideas is entirely about the ideas and nothing at all to do with feelings or emotion. A testament to the fact that those who promote science and knowledge are not a party to hate, even of the joking kind. That's what creationists do. Let's all be better than Eric, shall we? If you're just super anxious to join a Facebook page to let Eric know you oppose his ideas, then might I humbly suggest the Paulogia Facebook page? Let the numbers there show that we're against false ideas, not the persecution of people.
I really want you to know I love you, and I really do appreciate you. I really, truly, and no sarcasm here, I welcome and I enjoy our conversations about science and scripture, what you believe versus what I believe.
If you really mean that, Eric, if you want to dialogue with someone, I'm here. You know where to find me.